Yeah, he have potential. He have a lot of skills. He have a lot of potential to be one of the biggest star in boxing.
Do you think it's like a mental thing when you have all that pressure and you go in there and you get like, some would say you got like embarrassed kind of?
It's hard. It's obviously it's hard. But,
I mean, that was a big fight for him to take too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they could have both dodged
Do you
that.
think
for a
that it
while.
was too early to take that fight, or do you think it was
No.
smart?
What I think he need to do is take that loss and learn from that loss.
He's young. He's still growing.
Right.
He's still learning.
Now.
It's no different from in the past. You'll see Ryan. I mean, in the past, I've said certain things. Not really. You know, young fighters will take it the wrong way when you say certain things sometimes.
Right.
Even like a while back when it's called divide and conquer. When I talked about like YouTube, I said, listen.
I don't cry about you.
I'm saying if that was his hustle, if he got a lot of followers from wherever he got them from, that's his hustle.
Right.
And he's supposed to say, yo, you can't knock my hustle no matter where I got him from.
Right.
I wish things would just be held accountable and then just held by the rules just so there's a standard. I'm not hating on the fight because I actually think Ryan Garcia knocks out Barrios. I think Barrios is horrible as a champion, maybe the worst champion I've ever seen in my life.
Boxing analysts are calling Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios a must-watch fight. Most believe it will be tight and highly competitive, possibly decided in the championship rounds, keeping fans locked in until the very end.
What are we expecting from Ryan and Barrios? You know, you beat Ryan recently. Dan was very outspoken about how he looked bad in that fight. What kind of Ryan do we expect coming into that fight versus Mario Barrios?
I don't know. What do you guys all expect?
You know, there's something that keeps on saying, and I kind of agree to it, that we're uncertain what kind of Ryan we're going to get, right? Like what kind of, how's he going to see him come into the fight? Conor Ben said that. I've said that we don't know what to expect for what kind of Ryan. If we get a Ryan, obviously focus and training, he could beat a good fight versus Barrios. So what do you think?
I don't know what I think. You know, like I said,
You got to give me something, Rolly.
I tell you, for all we know, he might still have PTSD from me.
Think so?
Yeah.
Would you come out on a stream with him? Because now he's streaming. Would you be on a stream with Ryan?
Oh, sounds like the bank account's running dry.
Garcia is known for having some of the quickest hands in boxing right now. His left hook is a serious knockout punch that has ended fights in an instant.
Ryan wins, though. Like, what will be the reason? Like, would you say speed, power, timing, or IQ?
I think speed, power. Ryan's a great fighter when he seems to be all together. But in all honesty, he shouldn't be fighting for a world title again. He just lost, and now he's fighting for a world title.
So would you say that, so do you like this fight for Ryan right now? Yes or no? You basically just...
I mean, if I was on his team, yeah, I would love it. But if I'm not on his team, I mean, I'm just being honest. He should not be fighting for a world title. And he's just coming off a loss. But the reality is what I said before. Social media is the reason why. Because Mario Barrios, even though he's a champion, he needs Ryan Garcia to get a big payday.
Greg Hackett has questioned whether Ryan Garcia is truly ready for this challenge. He described the bout as a 50-50 contest and said Garcia cannot rely only on his left hook. Hackett also mentioned concerns about Ryan's discipline, focus, and overall preparation.
I think Ryan and Barrios is actually a good fight because when have we seen Ryan in the ring with somebody his height? You know what I'm saying? So I think we're looking at a real boxing match. Could he overwhelm Barrios? Yeah, but where is he mentally? Ryan Garcia has been spending time with YouTubers and streamers and like that. He ain't really been training. So what type of Ryan are we getting? I mean, are we gonna get the front runner Ryan who go in there and try his best for 2-3 rounds and then bullshit for the rest of the fight? Or is we gonna get a full Ryan that's really trying to go in there and do damage? Barrios at the same time, he questions himself at times, and I think that's his biggest downfall. He get in that ring and sometimes he questions his own abilities. So therefore, that could either make for a great fight, or it could be a bullshit fight.
Robert Garcia believes this matchup works well for Ryan and says he has the ability, strength, and speed to win a world title against Barrios. However, he also admitted there are real concerns about how Ryan is training and preparing.
It's a good matchup for Ryan. I think Ryan has the skills, the power, the speed to actually go and become champion. But there's a few things that I see that might not be in his favor. And look, Barrios is dedicated. I know him. He's actually a good friend, a good person. And they chose him because they think Ryan has everything it takes to become champion, to become the world champion, because they're already planning on huge fights with Devin Haney and whatever out there for Ryan.
He pointed out that leaving experienced trainers like Eddie Reynoso, Joe Goosen, and Derek James to work mainly with his father could be risky, even though the fight itself still fits Ryan's career direction.
But the fact that Ryan, has gone through 3 top trainers that would have done a great job, Eddie Reynoso, Joe Goosen, and Derek James.
Correct.
And he's not training with neither of them. He's training with his dad, which I'm not saying the dad is not, the dad brought him through the amateurs, but when he left his dad or went to seek a different trainer, before he came back to his dad, he went through 3 different trainers.
Wow.
That means all 3 are not good enough to, they're all 3
Here's
are the best in the
Here's
world.
the question. Did Ryan Garcia ever allow those trainers to be the boss?
That's why he's back with his dad, because he's the boss. That's why.
Yeah.
Look, Joe Goosen, I know Joe Goosen. My brother used to train with him. He's not gonna just let you get away with stuff like that. Derek James shouldn't either. Eddie Reynoso doesn't need. He's made so much money with Canelo that if you want to come to me, it's gonna be under my rules. And if that didn't work, then Ryan's back. So that's I give that big advantage to Barrios to even pull that.
Ryan Garcia's past as a trainer was brought up, including his time learning under Joe Goosen before working with other coaches and his father. Now that Goosen trains Barrios, he understands Garcia's habits, strengths, and weaknesses better than most.
This is an interesting dynamic in this fight. Ryan Garcia, when he was coming up through the amateurs, it was mostly him and his dad going to tournaments and Ryan learning there. But when he got to Los Angeles, he got to work with Joe Goosen at 10 Goose Gym. And this was around, I think, the time where Ryan was 17 years old, and Joe ended up being his coach for a while. Ryan ended up leaving, going to work with Canelo, then going to work with Derek James, and then coming back to Joe for a little bit. And I think now he's just trained by his dad for this fight. So there's been a lot of back and forth for this fight, because now Joe Goosen is training Mario Barrios, who previously had worked with Bob Santos for the last couple of fights. But the dynamic being Joe Goosen knows everything probably there is to know about Ryan Garcia from training him for so long. Garcia knows everything there is to know about Joe, or at least how Joe coaches, what he's going to try to look to implement with Barrios toward Ryan Garcia. It's both guys knowing their biggest secrets, they're knowing their greatest weapons and how to prepare for each. It's going to be a bit of a chess.
That history created tension at the press conference, where Garcia and Goosen traded light but sharp comments. The exchange added emotion, extra motivation, and more storyline to the build-up.
First found out that Joe was going to go ahead and train Mario Barrios, I was taken back. I'm not going to lie. I was thinking, well, what the heck's going on here? Why would a coach that trained my son all of a sudden turn around and train somebody else to go against my son? He told me a while back that he's done this in the past. He would train someone, then later on he would go against them. Again, I think it's not right, but maybe it's something he has to prove, or it's just an ego thing. But I also remember that he told me specifically that when Ryan is 100%, no one can beat him. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, Ryan is 100%.
Chris Algieri explained that boxing often rewards popularity more than recent results. He said fighters like Garcia can still receive title chances after setbacks, and noted that Barrios is seen as one of the more reachable champions at welterweight, making him an attractive opponent for big events.
Look at it, Chris, this idea that selective matchmaking here, that you want an opportunity at 147 pounds. 147 is not
the prince of titles like it once was. This idea that Barrios, to Paulie's point, might be the most vulnerable person in the mix. This idea that obviously he's targeting a shot at 147. What do you think of it?
Well, I mean, everything the champ said is absolutely right in terms of this fight and it being made. It's already a black eye on boxing. You got a guy who's coming off a loss. You got a guy who hasn't won a fight at 147. Not to mention, we didn't mention this yet, he's got a drug scandal in the middle of that. So it's not even that he's just hasn't been winning and has proven himself at this level. He's literally cheated to get here and been caught and was suspended for it. But this is boxing, like the champ said, and it's unfortunate that we reward people who fail up, and just because they're popular, just because they put butts in seats. And Ryan does do that. And listen, I know, champ, you think that Ryan is going to knock Barrios out. He might, but he also might fumble the bag again, and he might pull a Rollies and go out there and throw 7 punches around and end up losing to a guy like Barrios.
Maybe throw 7.
Paulie Malignaggi joked about Barrios sometimes being too quiet in the ring and not throwing enough punches. He laughed that if both Barrios and Garcia have a slow night, fans might see very little action and possibly another draw added to Barrios' record.
7 punches around, this will be the most boring title fight in fight history. Mario Barrios throws 4 punches around when it's convenient for him too, as he did against Pacquiao.
So this brings my next point. You cut me off wherever you said. Do we bet draw on this fight? Because Barrios has
Barrios back-to-back draws?
Back-to-back triple draws. It'll be he had a draw against Pacquiao, and then he had a draw against Ramos, and now if he fights Ryan and they go out there and they combine total 50 punches in a 12-rounder, we could get a third draw.
I hope Barrios is investing his money well, at least, because he's definitely made more money than his ability has come to show. But I'm always happy if a guy can at least take care of himself. I hope Barrios is at least investing his money well.
Experts compared Garcia's wins over Oscar Duarte and Luke Campbell with Barrios' achievements. They said that even with Garcia's recent issues, some of his victories may be stronger than Barrios's. Duarte and Campbell are viewed as skilled and tough fighters, while Barrios is sometimes seen as a champion who benefited from timing and matchmaking. Still, styles make fights, and no one is certain how Garcia will deal with Barrios' approach. The discussion shows the ongoing debate in boxing about talent, opportunity, and whether champions are always the most deserving.
Look, Ryan is got so much power and speed that if Ryan does prepare himself and Ryan does pick the right trainer to come up with a good game plan, and Ryan follows it, because I'm not saying, he's never had great trainers. He's had great trainers, but if he doesn't follow the instructions, and if he doesn't follow the game plan, then there's nothing nobody could do. If Ryan does follow the game plan and disciplines to put up a great fight, he's got all the tools to win and win impressively. But we don't know. We don't know what Ryan we're gonna see.
Coach Garcia, who's the kid that you said trains in your gym that Ryan has a knockout win over? He's been on a pretty good roll.
Duarte.
Oscar Duarte.
Yeah, Duarte.
Oscar Duarte. That was his last win.
I feel like Duarte is a better fighter than Barrios. I feel like Garcia does have wins on his record that are better than Barrios, where he didn't fail drug tests, and that is the Duarte fight, and also even Luke Campbell. I would think would be better. Poor Luke Campbell never got to be a world champion, but his title shots came against Linares and Lomachenko. So that's why he was never a world champion. You get a guy like Barrios. I mean, a lot more guys will become world champions. I think Luke Campbell's a better fighter than Barrios as well. If you put him head to head in that stylistic matchup.
Many insiders believe the result depends on which version of Ryan Garcia steps into the ring. If he stays focused, disciplined, and follows a smart plan, he has a strong chance to win. Sean Porter and others have said that if Garcia uses his speed and sharp offense correctly, a knockout is possible. But if he loses focus, leaves openings, or drifts from serious preparation, Barrios' steady pressure and work rate could take over as the fight continues. In the end, discipline and execution may matter more than raw talent.
Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia. Who you got in that fight?
Oh man, you know what? It's a difficult decision because it depends on what Ryan shows up. If the explosive, fast, and strong Ryan shows up, he's got a really good chance.
He's got it. He's the champion.
However, if
Barrios got the belt,
Mario Barrios, uses his experience, which he has, and we see the Ryan that fought Rolly, for example, then Barrios would win.
Okay, so
it kind of falls on Ryan, which Ryan shows up to fight.
if Ryan's on his game, you got Ryan?
I got Ryan.
Hey, you're a class act. Good luck on the. Hopefully, I think you're going to get into the International Hall of Fame.
Oh, appreciate it.
You're the man. Thank you.
Richardson Hitchens feels that without major improvements in preparation, Garcia could be at a disadvantage. He has spoken about concerns with Ryan's focus and warned that speed and power alone may not be enough against a strong, aggressive fighter like Barrios. Observers also highlight Garcia's defensive gaps and weakness to body shots as areas Barrios could target. Hitchens echoes what many believe, that without a sharp and controlled performance, Garcia could be outworked while Barrios controls the pace.
He has a game plan for the hook, he's going to get beat.
Who wins? Barrios or Ryan Garcia?
I don't know. Ryan kind of turned me off at that Rolly fight.
Didn't you say something about where he was training? Because I mentioned it too, that he would look like he was training in his house.
Yeah.
But he could be trolling and really training.
No, it look like he's in the gym now.
Yeah.
It look like he's in the gym. He look like he's trimming down. He look like he's in shape now.
Definitely looking in shape.
Yeah, he definitely like he's getting smaller. He's trimming down. I was looking at his pictures. I'm like, yeah, he like he's getting ready to fight. But what turned me off about Ryan was when I was watching him and Rolly, like ringside. It looked like Rolly froze him. Like after the second, third round, Rolly dropped him. It looked like he was very hesitant. Like, and it looked like all he was looking for was that hook. Like he was waiting for that hook. Ryan is a super talented fighter, but IQ-wise, he only knows but few things. Like he's always gonna resort back to that hook. And if Barrios comes into the right game plan, with the right game plan, it's gonna be the same. If somebody has a game plan for the hook, he's gonna get.
Oscar De La Hoya supports the fight and sees real value in it for both men. He has called it an ideal comeback opportunity for Garcia because it offers a legitimate title shot rather than a celebrity-style matchup. De La Hoya has emphasized the importance of boxing credibility and is excited about the fight at 147 pounds. He mentioned that Barrios' recent showing against Manny Pacquiao makes him a serious opponent and expects an action-filled contest with possible knockdowns. He views this bout as a chance for Garcia to prove his focus and return to the spotlight with a strong showing.
We're looking at maybe late February, early March. I want to stage that fight in Las Vegas. I think it's a great opportunity for both guys. For Barrios, who's coming off a draw against Manny Pacquiao, the legend, an old Manny Pacquiao, obviously. But I think this is a great opportunity for Ryan to win a world title. And it's a tough fight. It's a very difficult fight, but it's one that we're looking forward to in Las Vegas.
And not Ryan's last fight with Golden Boy, right? I heard you say
No, not at all.
Where do those rumors come? Where do you think that's coming from?
I have no idea. We have just to set the record straight, we have a multi-fight deal still in place with Ryan Garcia. So, any fighter that he fights obviously has to go through Golden.
If Mario Barrios defeats Ryan Garcia, his career could rise to another level. A win would strengthen his position as WBC welterweight champion and increase his value in a very competitive division, especially with the worldwide attention surrounding this fight. He could then secure major title defenses, possibly against Conor Benn, who has already been linked to a future challenge around March 2026. A victory over Benn could enhance Barrios' legacy and lead to unification fights, increasing both his recognition and earnings.
If Barrios does win, what's the path to victory?
Well, if Barrios wins, there's other big names. There's a lot of big names out there right now with a lot of these young fighters, and so, to continue on this path by continuing to fight bigger names.
Ryan Garcia has confidently stated that he can stop Mario Barrios. He believes his speed, timing, and powerful left hook give him the edge if he follows his strategy correctly. Garcia feels he can manage distance, land clean counters, and avoid a long physical battle despite Barrios' size and pressure. His confidence comes from past knockouts and trust in his ability to adjust during a fight. Meanwhile, many insiders believe Barrios is the right opponent for Garcia at this stage, offering credibility without being an overwhelming jump in competition.
Knock him out?
For sure. I think I can knock any man out. I don't give a fuck if he's 400 pounds, fucking 100 pounds. They all could get it. Any weight class.
Ryan, did you seek out Barrios? Did he come to you? What's up?
Man, it just came to me, man. Like I said, I try to let God move all my decisions, and I just felt like that was the right move. I had another offer at the time for more money, and I was like, nah, I'm cool. Going for Mario.
Ryan, do you have in mind fight against Manny Pacquiao or People Cruz?
Hey, we're always open to those opportunities too. You know, like I said, it would be an honor to get that going, but we're not too focused on that right now. But yes, would love that opportunity.
Ryan, what do you think about Mario's fight with Pac-Man?
I think that he's getting a little worn down now. I think Mario, by what I mean by that. I think that he's been took in some good punches, took in a couple too many good shots. I think he slowed down a little.
Will Ryan Garcia's speed and power be the difference, or will Mario Barrios' size and pressure take control? Share your prediction below.